Hello and welcome to the second week of Native American literature. I hope our online course is going well thus far for you. We're still in creation myths, oral stories, that kind of thing, and I think you'll find the readings from Myths of the Cherokee incredibly engaging this week. So I wanted to provide just a short amount of context for the works. This is my well-worn copy of the Project Gutenberg version you're reading online. It's Myths of the Cherokee. It's edited by James Mooney. He and this is a 20th century ethnographer, sorry, George Langford, um, were ethnographers, and that just basically means is they recorded tales told orally to them from specific southeastern tribal traditions. These would be sympathetic white researchers. He was working for the federal government, and basically, keep in mind these are Native American tales. They're refracted through the ethnographer's point of view, though. So a lot of the headings have to deal with that. Speaking of which, what I wanted to show you, can you kind of see that from where you're sitting? These are what the headings look like three-dimensionally in the book. Um, I asked you a question about the headings in the forum, but this mentions like quadruped myths. That's about four-legged animals. Cosmogenic myths, including how the world was made, which you've already read because you read the Cherokee, Salinan, and the Iroquois creation stories last time. If I sneeze, pardon me. Um, sorry. A couple more things. A lot of these tales, like the ones over here, are wonder stories. Whatever you choose, I recommend you choose one of the wonder stories as your stories for analysis this week. The wonder stories are the oldest stories in the tribal repertoire, and they deal with supernatural beings such as Untlinte, which is a snake. There's a witch with a stone heart. That reminds me of Medusa. And there are places in Cherokee mythology, Cherokee folklore, where there are supposedly a giant leech underneath the water or a haunted whirlpool, things like that. So I'd recommend you find one from three different sections, and the Wonder Stories is one I really would recommend. These are rich, these are supernatural tales. Other tales are animal fables, like the quadruped myths. They're how something came about. So it's usually meant to explain to a tribal group how a certain natural phenomenon came about, just like the creation stories we've been reading. So the idea would be is if you took the collections, and this one is a section is from sacredtexts.com that I found links for online, that you probably will find common traits between both tribal myths. This one has stories from Natchez, Caddo, other Native American tribes from the Southeast, almost reaching us in Louisiana. It's not done, some ethnographers separate it according to tribe. We don't have that separation. Like there's Cherokee leading into Creek, leading into Choctaw, leading to Caddo and Alabama. But I think you'll find them interesting. Um, there's the Creek legend of the Little People as compared to the Cherokee legend of the Little People, for example, or that could be compared. These are basically what the sacred texts look like that you're reading, collected by a 20th century ethnographer named George Langford. And I think you're going to enjoy them. The journeys to the sky are really well done. Your goal for the essay is to find one of these and then one of Myths of the Cherokee, and to develop a comparison of some of the symbols, the myths, the chronology, the structure of the universe, the portrayal of animals. In fact, that the latter might be the easiest thing to do. I'm talking about your first essay where you compare portrayals of animals, like rattlesnakes or anything like that, in each of the works. All of these are southeastern tribes. You'll find common themes. Like, do you remember reading in the Iroquois story about the two twins, one being good and one being bad? You'll find that common theme throughout Native American literature, even contemporary Native American literature, including as you read Ceremony by Leslie Marmon Silko, some of the poetic interludes that are in there. So you'll find common themes. Animals that can talk, supernatural beings, explanations for how animals came about. Many of them have no supernatural element whatsoever. There's just explaining why an animal has a certain trait, like why the possum has its tail and that kind of thing. So I think you'll find them interesting. I think you'll find common themes like twins, trickster figures who play tricks on people to gain what they want, talking animals, the mud diver creation myth, all these things. I think you'll find those connections. Myths of the Cherokee is the largest collection of southeastern oral folklore there is. And as you know, the Cherokee are from Western North Carolina, so you kind of know the elements there. Note issues of landscape. You'll see lower pinelands in much of the southeastern tribes that are based in Mississippi, Alabama, and so forth. You'll see more mountainous terrain in this one, and there are even local legends of Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, and places like that. That's some of the best tales that I think you'll find in it. You'll find the full Project Gutenberg version of this. Look for those traits, look for those tropes, look for those symbols, develop a comparison of them as you think about your essay, and then you have that first post coming up as well. But Myths of the Cherokee, it's called Orature. It was oral folklore recorded and transcribed into written form. We're talking about oral forms of transmission here. I think you'll find these tales incredibly interesting. A lot of them are origin tales, as I've talked about. All right, well, good luck. Bye.